going on, fellow collectors? Welcome back to Bray's Toy Review. Hey, today we're taking a look at the Bandai SHFiguarts Fujiko. Is it mine? Mini? 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 I don't know, but she's hot. So you take a look at the little packaging there. SHFiguarts typically has a slender style of packaging, even when it comes to like their Star Wars stuff. I think the only difference is maybe in their Marvel stuff, like for the Avengers, is the packaging a little bit bigger. Along with like their Dragon Ball Z stuff. So these are like the larger package boxes. Usually because they come with so many different accessories. But typically their boxes are a little more slender. So, and on the back here you can see Fujiko and all of her different little poses and different heads and things like that. Really nice packaging. I like the style. I like this stylized art here on the box. It kind of reminds me of that of the newer or most recent versions of the cartoon that we've seen, which is really good if you've never watched. And this comes, for those who don't know, this comes from Lupine The Third. If you have never watched that cartoon, that anime, you should really give it a look because it's really dope. Okay, so in addition to just looking good, some of the things that she comes with, and this is the tray she comes in. She comes with a little pistol there. Quite small, very tiny, but the detail is still pretty decent. You can see the line work there. I'm not going to take that out of the thing just yet. You can see the line work there on the pistol grip. It's textured as well. You can see a few points of design there in detail there on the slide. She comes with two closed fists and then two open fists, both designed to be able to hold the pistol with trigger fingers. This one right here is more so to cuff the base of the pistol. And then she comes with two extra heads, one blinking and then one looking suspicious or something to the side like that. So yeah, that's pretty cool, and we'll get into that here in a moment. One of the things I like about this figure is, besides it being just a beautiful figure, right, is the art. Because she's so slim based on the design, based on the style of art for the actual anime, she's a bit more slender, right, and lanky, so that allows her to get some poses like this with no problem, right? So like crossing her legs and sitting like realistically, that's pretty cool. So and the fact that Fujiko is more of a sexy character allows you to it really the toy really complements what she's meant to be. If that makes any sense to you, you can get some pretty attractive poses out of the figure, right, with little effort. So, and that is all because of the slenderness of the figure and again the way Figuarts designs them. Now, in this case, you had to slide that little crotch bit or panty line, if you want to call it that, up just so you can free the leg joints up a little bit, or the hip joints up a little bit, but that's totally fine because it comes right back down. And again, this piece here, it is movable, and it's a soft plastic, right? A very soft plastic. So she has her little butt cheeks, right? But at the same time, it's not hard. So you have to worry about it breaking and snapping, and it's durable, so you have to worry about it tearing. Okay, so the costume, her uniform is black, right? So it's kind of hard to pick out too much detail in a black costume, especially on camera. But here you can see what jumps out at you, right? Very nice sculpting and detail here of the tits. As a matter of fact, the name Fujiko, I think it's based off of, or it means peaks of Fuji. The Mount Fuji, and that's supposed to have been a play on her breast size. Reading up on this on, like, say, the Wikipedia page, you can get a little bit more information. But so supposedly the animation, her body typically changes in the different animes that she's been shown in, right? But what typically stays the same are those peaks, right? So that's why this is like a very important part of the character. Her uniform kind of reminds you of the early Black Widow character costume from that you saw from Marvel Legends back in the day from like Toy Biz. So it gave me the idea that when the SHFiguarts Black Widow comes out, if you're not happy with her butt because it's supposedly kind of flat, you can actually take this piece and swap it out, right? But we'll see that for sure when we get there, right? So just looking at the toy itself, the sculpt is beautiful. I typically make note of the fact that when you get a female figure, as nice as the hair sculpt is, especially when they have really in-depth hair sculpts. In-depth, is that the word I want to use there? No, I think what I want to say is when you have like involved hair design like this, where you have so many different, like the locks are curved and curved in so many different directions with so many lines, and you come to the back and it's flowing like that. And I want to point out the coloring here, the paint. You see how it goes from dark to light. That's really great. It typically restricts the head movement. In this case, no, because it's kind of angled back a little bit, so it frees it up and allows her to get a good range of motion as far as looking in different directions, looking up and looking down. It's never really a problem, but still you get it. So that's pretty cool, and that head sculpt is really nice. That face is really nice. It really captures the cartoon or the anime, right? You got some nice detail, folding detail here in the leather of her top there, and you got the silver zipper there. So that flesh tone is pretty good as well, right? These are not soft, these are hard, so you can't take those off like you've seen in some of the Figma stuff, right? And then again, she's really lanky. You have some nice creases there in the arm, and you have that typical SHFiguarts and articulation joint there, as well as in the wrist here. You pop it off. Always be careful with this, guys, because you don't want to break it, right? But yeah, and then you pop it back on, because of that ball, it allows you to pop it off and pop it on and be secure, and then change up the hands. Coming down, you get like silver here in the belt, little silver there. Coming around, it goes around to the back. You can see the crease there in the cheeks, right? And I'm not being a perv, right? It's just, it looks good. The design work is good. See that right there? The leather, it gives it a leathery look, right? It's really cool. Even here, just below the cheeks, where you would come down to the base of the glutes and the top of the inner thigh, right? That looks really good. And then you see the boot line here with the line coming down the back, and then of course you have some more creases here with that typical SHFiguarts joint there and here. So what is her story? In the comic, or in the early manga as well as the anime, she's a cat burglar, right? A super sexy glam girl, if you will, and she's like just totally erotic, right? And she seems to have a thing for Lupin, and he seems to have a thing for her. So yeah, it's just really cool. You get a chance, check the anime out, because it's definitely dope. Like, it's so stylized. It's something that you probably, most people would enjoy. I know I enjoy it, and you might not want to have your kids around when you watch it, because it can get kind of mature. So here she is holding the pistol. You can see it fits very well in her hand. Look at that. It fits so well in that trigger finger. And for anyone wondering, I'm into the whole, the Tommy Tech little armory stuff. Here's one of the little armory pistols. It's like a Beretta or some shit. And so it does fit in her hand as well. And actually, it looks more realistic than the weapon she comes with. Not the one that she comes with is bad, but it just looks more realistic. So there she goes. She's a double gun girl. Yeah, she's a bad girl. And she's got 2 guns. So let's get into her faces. Pop that off. Take that off. You see they got much longer stems on those faces, right? Here we are with the looking curiously to the side. Look, yeah, just gazing. And that one looks pretty good. And then we'll take that out and we'll put in her sexy wink. She's a sexy girl with a sexy wink and some cleavage, and that's how she gets you to do what she wants you to do, like most women. So hey, this has been Fujiko, I can never say it. So until next time, take it easy. I'm still sick, God. Yeah, bro, God, Jesus Christ, I'm sick. Deuces, I'm out of here. All right, good job.